Baby, I think we've reached a point where words just aren't enough anymore. I've tried to show you how much I care through every message, every voice note, every little thing I say, but it still feels like something is missing. Because no matter how many times I tell you I love you, or how deeply I try to describe it, it never feels like it fully captures what's inside my heart. Maybe it's because love like this can't be explained through a screen. Maybe it's because you can't feel what I feel unless you're right here looking into my eyes, seeing for yourself what my words have been trying to say all along. You know, I've spent so many nights staring at my phone, rewriting the same message over and over, trying to find the right words that could make you truly understand how much you mean to me. But every time I read it back, I realize nothing I write will ever come close to what I feel when I think of you. My heart doesn't speak in words. It speaks in silence, in the way it races when I imagine your smile, in the way my hands shake when I think of holding you for the first time. Sometimes I wonder if you believe me, if you really know how much you've changed me. You've made me softer, more patient. You've made me think before I speak, dream before I sleep, and hope even when life feels too heavy. You've brought something into my life that I didn't even know I needed. Peace. The kind of peace that only comes when you know your heart has finally found its home. But baby, as much as I love talking to you like this, as much as I love every message we share, there's something that's been growing inside me, this ache to see you in person, to look at you, not through a screen, but standing right in front of me. I want to see how your eyes light up when you smile. I want to hear your laughter without any delay, without any distortion. I want to know if your voice sounds even softer in real life. You have no idea how many times I've imagined that moment. The one where you walk toward me for the first time. I see it in my mind all the time. You're smiling, maybe a little shy, maybe a little nervous, and I just stand there frozen, realizing that after everything, after all the waiting, all the messages, all the late night calls, you're finally here. Real, close enough to touch. I want that moment more than anything, because no message can ever show you how my heart beats when I talk about you. No text can explain how serious I am when I say you're the one I've been waiting for. You need to see it for yourself. You need to see it in my eyes when I look at you. That look that says you're everything I didn't know I was missing. You once told me that love can't always be proven. That sometimes it's just something you feel. And you're right. But I want you to feel it not just in words, but in my presence. I want you to see the way I look at you when you talk, the way I reach out to hold your hand, even when we're not saying anything. I want you to feel the warmth of my love, not just read about it. Because baby, love isn't supposed to be trapped behind a screen. It's supposed to be lived, felt, shared. Sometimes I imagine us walking together, somewhere quiet, maybe near the sea. I'd look at you and tell you all the things I've been saving, the things I couldn't send in a message, because they didn't sound real enough until I could say them looking into your eyes. I'd tell you that I still remember the first time I heard your voice, how something inside me shifted that day. I'd tell you that every day since then, you've been the first thought in my morning, and the last, before I fall asleep. Baby, I don't want you to guess how much I love you anymore. I don't want you to wonder if my words are real. I want you to come and see it. I want you to see the way I can't stop smiling when you're near, the way I lose track of everything else when you start talking. I want you to see that I'm not just saying these things. I mean every single one of them. Because the truth is, I've been waiting for you. Not just for your messages, not just for your replies, but for you, the real you. The one I've been dreaming about for so long. And if you could see me right now, if you could see the way I look when I think about you, you'd know that my love for you isn't just something I say, it's something I live. I know the world is full of people who say things they don't mean. I know you've probably been told things before that turned out to be just empty promises. But baby, I'm not like that. When I say I love you, it's because I can't help it. It's because you've become a part of me that I can't let go of. I don't want to impress you with words. I want to show you with actions. I want to prove it by being there, by keeping every promise I've made, by never making you question your worth again. And maybe one day soon, when you finally stand in front of me, you'll understand what I've been trying to say all along, that this love isn't a fantasy, it's real, it's been real from the very beginning. Because the way my heart reacts to you, there's no pretending in that. So baby, don't just take my words for it. Come and see for yourself. Look at me and you'll see everything I've been trying to put into words. The truth, the care, the longing, the love, all of it. You'll see that I wasn't just another voice on the other side of the screen. I'm the one who's been silently falling for you with every word, every glance, every moment we've shared. And when that day finally comes, when I finally see you standing there, I won't need to say a single word, because one look at you will say everything I've ever felt but could never fully express. And maybe then you'll finally believe that everything I've been saying wasn't just talk. It was love. The kind that doesn't fade, doesn't lie, and doesn't stop. So until that day comes, remember this: my messages may not prove my love, but my heart does. And one day soon, I'll prove it to you. Not through words, but through everything I'll do when you're finally here. You know, I've been thinking about that question you always ask me: do you really love me? And every time you say it, I pause for a moment. Not because I doubt how I feel, but because I realize that no message, no words, no call can ever really show you what's going on inside my heart. You ask me to prove it. But baby, how do I prove something that I live and breathe every single day? How do I show you that I think of you before I even open my eyes? That I imagine your voice before I fall asleep? That everything I do, even the small things, somehow lead back to you? That's why I said, why don't you come and see for yourself? Because words, they can only go so far. You deserve to feel it. You deserve to see the way I look at you when you're near, the way my heart slows down just to match the rhythm of your breathing. You deserve to hear the way my voice softens when I say your name in person, not through a phone speaker. Sometimes I stare at my screen, reading our chats, scrolling through every message we've ever shared, and I feel this ache. It's not because of what you said, it's because I can't touch your words. I can't reach through the text to hold your hand. And that distance between us, even though we talk every day, sometimes feels unbearable. I want to erase it. I want to stand in front of you and let my silence speak louder than anything I've ever typed. You think I'm exaggerating, don't you? But I'm not. If you were sitting in front of me right now, I swear you'd see what I've been trying to say all along. You'd see it in my eyes, that softness, that warmth that no camera can ever capture. You'd feel it in the air between us, that quiet pull that keeps drawing me closer to you, no matter how hard I try to stay composed. Do you ever feel it too? That invisible connection that makes you stop and think of me out of nowhere. Like your heart remembers something, even when your mind is busy with other things. Because I feel it every single day. I could be surrounded by people, noise or chaos, and still I find myself lost in thoughts of you. It's not something I control, it's something that just happens. That's why I don't want to keep proving my love through messages anymore. I want you to see it with your own eyes. I want you to catch me looking at you when you're not watching. I want you to see how my hand slightly trembles when I reach for yours. I want you to notice how I stop mid-sentence just to admire your smile. These are the things no text could ever explain. You've always said that love needs effort, and I agree. But I think love also needs presence. It needs closeness. It needs to be felt, not just read. You've read my messages for months, maybe even years. You've seen me at my best and my worst, through words. But what if you saw me standing there in front of you, nervous, honest, and completely raw? Would you still ask if I truly love you, or would you already know? Without needing to say a word, I've imagined that moment so many times. The door opening, our eyes meeting for the first time without a screen between us. The world going quiet for a second. That first second would say everything words failed to say. That's what I want. For you to see, to feel, to know. Not through a call, not through a message, but through the kind of silence that speaks louder than any sentence. You once told me that you're scared that maybe I'll change, that maybe I'll get tired, and I get that fear. I really do. Because when feelings grow too deep, they also bring that little voice of doubt. But here's what I want you to know. I'm not here because of convenience or curiosity. I'm here because you've become the most real part of my life. The part that keeps me grounded when everything else feels unstable. Sometimes I replay our conversations in my head, trying to remember every detail, the way you laughed when I teased you, the pause before you said something sweet, the sigh you gave when you were tired but didn't want to say goodbye. Every little thing you do lingers in my mind, and I keep thinking, if this is how much I feel just from words, how powerful would it be to finally stand in front of you? Maybe that's why I can't stop imagining that moment, the one where we're finally in the same place. You'd probably roll your eyes at how nervous I'd be. My hands would fumble, my voice would crack, and you'd probably laugh. That soft, sweet laugh that melts me every single time. And in that moment, everything I've ever wanted to say would be right there, in the way I look at you. Do you know what the hardest part of loving you from a distance is? It's the waiting, the wondering, the constant battle between my heart wanting to reach out and my mind reminding me that you're not here yet. But even then, even in that ache, there's something beautiful, because it shows how real this is. You don't wait for something that doesn't matter. You only wait when it's worth it. And baby, you're worth it. Every second, every silence, every unanswered call. Sometimes I catch myself rehearsing what I'd say. If you suddenly appeared, I'd probably freeze. Then I'd laugh at myself and say, so you finally came to see if I meant what I said. You'd smile, pretending to act calm, but your eyes would give you away. And then maybe, without realizing it, I'd step closer, not to rush anything, just to be near, to finally let reality replace imagination. You see, I don't need grand gestures or fancy words. I just need you, standing there right in front of me, so I can finally show you what I've been feeling. I want you to feel my presence, the way the air changes when I'm close. I want you to see how genuine my love is, not just through what I say, but through who I become when I'm around you. Because when I talk to you, I'm not trying to impress you. I'm trying to connect, to make you feel something real, to remind you that love isn't always about big promises or perfect timing. Sometimes it's about that one person who makes you feel like home even when they're miles away. So when I say, why don't you come and see for yourself, I mean it. Not as a challenge, not as a test, but as an invitation. Because I know that once you do, once you stand in front of me, everything will make sense. You'll finally understand why no message could ever prove my love for you. Until then, I'll keep waiting. I'll keep holding on to the thought of that day. I'll keep whispering your name to the night sky, and hoping that somehow wherever you are you can feel it too. Because one day, and I truly believe this, you'll come, you'll stand in front of me, and you'll see that everything I said, every word I've ever spoken to you, it was real. It was love, and it was always meant for you.